Alright, so hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I wanted to go over my 5 top kind of favorite or just kind of top suggested PC gaming companies that I kind of recommend within this time frame. Now again, these ones aren't probably going to be my recommendations always, because there's just different pricing and different stuff that goes on, and probably when we start seeing better pricing on hardware in general, I'll probably have different recommendations. But there are a couple stable companies that I usually always kind of recommend to other people, and so today I just kind of want to sit down and talk about it because I know a lot of people, especially in this July to August kind of time frame, really are looking for a gaming PC. Now before we get into it, guys, make sure that if you do end up enjoying the video to make sure to leave a like on it. It really helps me out as a content creator. If you guys want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Alright, so the first one's going to be Microcenter. I know a lot of you guys probably hear this recommendation from me and a bunch of other people. Microcenter is, again, kind of my go-to place to go and buy computer hardware. Absolutely amazing customer support, great prices, great selection, and everything like that. And I just love going in the shop. I mean, you don't necessarily have to buy a desktop PC from them. A lot of the times they're actually pretty decent. I would go and buy a lot of my desktops from there. The ones that are the power spec ones, so these were ones that they actually make in store. I would buy one of these if I had to buy a pre-built. But again, if you find something else out here like from HP or from Dell that seem a little bit better, then yeah, I'd probably go for that. But the nice thing about Microcenter is that it's an actual in-store location that you can go to. So if you have any problems with the system, you can just take it back in to get any sort of repairs that you might need. And just like again I said, you don't have to go and buy a gaming PC from them. They do have other things in stock. They do have graphics cards in stock that you guys can go out and buy. Now they are a bit expensive, but if you just want a graphics card and that's all you need, you really don't care about the money, then they definitely can hook you up. Depending on your location, you might have a Microcenter near you. There's only 25 locations within the United States, so I would probably say this one's not going to be open to a lot of people, but if you do have one near you, I would highly recommend it. Now Best Buy is kind of like my second go-to here. Now the main reason for that is just because it's one of those companies that you can basically have full access to no matter where you are in the country, but it also has pretty decent prices and pretty good selection, and it's in store. And the main reason I really like in-store stuff is just because if you have any problems with the PC, you don't necessarily have to go back to the manufacturer. So let's say if we bought this Lenovo Legion Tower 7i system, right? Let's say we purchased one of these, and I get like a defect in it. Let's say a fan doesn't work. Let's say the GPU maybe isn't plugged in right. Maybe it's torn out of a socket or something like that. What could happen is, instead of you having to take it back to Lenovo and have to wait for that shipping time and everything like that and wait for them to repair it and stuff like that, all you have to do is just take it back to Best Buy. Because it was technically bought through them, they'd have to either refund you, repair the system, or just give you a brand spanking new one. So again, that's one of the main reasons I really like them. And in terms of just their selection, they've got some really good systems. I mean, this ROG gaming desktop, I've been reading a lot of reviews about this. I think this is super interesting, especially for the price point. You're paying $1,600 for an i7-11700F and then an RTX 3070. I think it's definitely good. I know from the reviews I've been reading, it gets a bit hot. That CPU cooler isn't too great, but everything else about the case, from what I hear, is pretty decent. They definitely don't have bad PCs. A lot of the ones they have are pretty decent. So yeah, I think Best Buy is definitely kind of the second go-to that I think most people should visit before they go onto these online stores. So this next company is CLX. Now, I don't necessarily think I can rank this one above the other companies I'm going to be talking about afterwards. So we got 3 more. So including this one, we've got 3. And I don't necessarily think that CLX is outright better. They're just different. So if you're someone who wants like a completely custom system, you want to pick out every single part, you want to pick out the case, the fans, the motherboard, the power supply, this is the company you should go to above other companies like Digital Storms or like Origin PC or like Zydax and stuff like that. Because in terms of the amount of money that you can save on these PCs, it's a lot. And the reason why I say that is not because that they have just outright better prices than a lot of these other people, but it's just because of the fact that you can pretty much pick what you want to spend your money on and what you don't. So again, if you want to pick like a lower end CPU, or if you just want to get like a lower end Intel CPU, let's say you want to get like an i5-10400, right? You are only adding $37 on top of a pretty bad CPU that was on there by default. It's pretty much one of the go-to sites that I always talk about. And I do have a review on one of these guys' PCs. I honestly think it's still a great company, though again, their graphics cards are kind of expensive. I've been kind of looking at these right now. I mean, a 3060 for an extra $672, I think it's a bit expensive, but if you can find other ways to save in your system, you can. And if you're really looking to go for the high-end stuff, again, you can go for like the CLX Raw, where you can get a full hardline tubing loop. You can get a bunch of different stuff in it. I honestly think that if you're looking for high-end customization, this should pretty much be the only company that you're looking at right now. Now, if we swing to the opposite side, we're going to be talking about Ibuypower. So this is pretty much the generic company. Ibuypower and Cyberpower are pretty interchangeable for me. So you can pretty much consider this the same thing as Cyberpower, though I think Ibuypower is a little bit better for me just because I like the way that their website is running a little bit better, and they usually have more like deals and stuff like that, and the pricing is usually like competitive, I guess, with Cyberpower. It's usually a little bit better, but yeah. So I mean, as of right now, the stuff that they have in here, so like you've got an i5-11400F with the RTX 3060. I think that that's a pretty decent system for the $1,600 that they're asking for. Now, again, it's a bit more than what this Asus ROG one was. Again, you're going to have to do the pros and cons list in your own head to see what one is better. But when it comes to overall pricing and availability and stuff like that, I definitely think Ibuypower definitely has the price to performance, opposed to a lot of other companies out there like NZXT, or just like, again, other companies out there that are charging a bit more of a premium compared to what they probably should. Again, you also get the fact of being able to customize it. Now, again, the customization isn't necessarily there of CLX, but it is there. So if you want to swap out different components, if you want to swap out the case, if you want to add some peripherals, I definitely think that you could probably do that. Again, you just need to understand the pricing of the parts, and you need to make sure that you're not getting absolutely like kind of quote unquote scammed when it comes to picking something that's a bit more high end than you probably should be getting, because that is where all these guys make their money on, is all the upgrades. And then our last and final company is going to be IWN. So this is pretty much on the lowest end part of the spectrum, not necessarily in terms of quality, but in terms of just being a lesser known company out there. So I've taken a look at their Celsa, and now I'm taking a look at their Scout right now. That video should be out here probably in about a week or so. And I know their site looks kind of, I don't know what the word for it is. It needs a little bit of work in terms of aesthetic and in terms of appeal. But I definitely think it's not a bad company. Their PCs themselves are really high quality. They've got a good group of guys working for them. In terms of quality, in terms of the price of performance, they're pretty much unbeatable. Again, this is probably the exact system that they sent me. You're getting pretty good performance compared to everything else that they're on the market. You're getting a 10400F 6-core processor with a 1660 Super, really nice case, decent power supply, good motherboard, good cooling, good RAM. I mean, like, everything in here is just quality, and for the price that you're getting it for, it's pretty good. So again, it's a recommendation from me, but I know a lot of people are probably be skeptical from it, so I just say do your research into it. But if I was going to buy a gaming PC and I had to buy one online, it would probably be an IWN Gaming PC. Alright, that about wraps it up for today. I had to get this video out because I was running a bit late on this one, and I'm just kind of crammed with work and everything right now. But yeah, I know I sounded a bit stuffy in here because I've got allergies and everything like that. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I should have all the links to all these companies down in the description, so if you guys want to go and check them out, you guys can. Also, if you guys ended up enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to share it with a friend, and if you guys want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. We will have the review on the IWN Scout out here in a little bit, probably again next week. I've got a bunch of the stuff written up for it, got a lot of the b-roll and stuff like that shot. So yeah, also one last thing, if you guys need any sort of help, we have a channel Discord linked down in the description, so if you guys want to go and check that out, it's a great place to go and talk to other tech enthusiasts, or just to get some help with your gaming PC. Alright, so thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.